What's going on YouTube? This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. In this video, we're going to be buying a coral, and we're going to be talking about how to buy and how to acclimate corals in your tank. Well guys, it's a leap of faith. You gotta learn from your mistakes. The people that write the rule books learned one way or another. Either they got it right or they made that mistake and learned from it. Making your mistakes is the best way to learn. Sometimes it's not the happiest way, but it's gonna stick with you the longest. When you're selecting corals, you want to make sure that their tank they're in has proper lighting, they're eating good, they're healthy, they're not dulling color. And I've decided to go ahead and pick out a purple mushroom coral in this tank. Gavin's filling the bag up with water right now, and he's reaching in right now of a small colony of purple mushrooms, and he's gently placing the bag. And I'm going to take this home into my 55-gallon saltwater tank, and my saltwater tank crashed, and I'm putting it back on track. And I'm putting a soft, easy to care for coral in there to see if my tank is stable enough to handle corals. And since this mushroom's been in my tank a while now, I know that my tank can move up to leathers now. It can move into zoanthids, star polyps, and etc., and move into some leathers. It's ready for that. When you first bring your coral home, you want to float it in the bag for about 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. The sooner you get in the tank is better, but you also want to keep in mind that you want to acclimate it slowly. So I say 15 minutes, as long as the temperature in the bag is the same temperature of the tank water. Now the video is a little different because this is the first video where I did audio overlay. I'm showing some copepods I got right now. There were some tiger copepods, and there's some frozen brine shrimp. I decided to modify this video a little bit. But guys, once your bag is done floating, you're ready to move on to the next step, and that's acclimating the water chemistry to match the chemistry in the bag. You want your your aquarium water to match the chemistry in the bag. And even though that water from the pet store might have been healthy, it's going to change in the bag. Ammonia might spike, temperature is going to change, salinity might change. What I'm going to do is the safest way of acclimation. I'm siphoning right now on an airline tubing, which I've got a twist valve on there so I can regulate the drippage or the flow rate coming out of there. I want a slow but steady drip, and you can see I'm kind of getting it ready and I'm dialing it in, and I think right there is where I want it. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to stick it in that container, and I'm ready to take the coral. Now don't be afraid guys, tides go in and out. In the wild, corals are exposed to air for a long period of time. They secrete a mucus-like membrane around them to keep them wet. So don't be afraid to have them out. When you frag corals, more than likely you're going to take them out to frag them to make it easier. They're used to this. It happens in nature. Now I don't recommend this. You guys can see when I filled it up, it didn't cover the coral and the rock all the way. The rock's not going to bother, but the coral, if you want to keep it wet, what you can do, I learned this from a past video years ago. Tilt the container on its side. I got some New Life Spectrum, which I highly recommend. It's a top quality food. New Life Spectrum, I took a food container and I put it up there to get the water high enough so it'll cover the coral. And I'm actually going to go take a shower, and I'm saying that right now in the video, I believe. I'm going to wait about 30 minutes. I like to take long showers, like a long hot shower. I'm going to come back at you guys after this thing's ready to come in. Now it's done, and I'm ready to place it into the tank. The salinity, pH, temperature, carbon hardness, everything is the same in this bucket and in the aquarium. Now you don't want to use that water from the pet store. Even though the pet store might be good, you never know what they have. It's better to keep your water separate. So now I'm going to find a good place to put the mushroom coral. Mushroom corals are low light corals, but you also want to light acclimate your corals. Start them off at the bottom, and if your lighting is more intense than the pet stores, start them off from the bottom and slowly work them up. You guys can see the mushroom corals shivered up pretty bad. Well, they're going to come back over time. Just like a fish acclimates to their excuse me, just like a fish acclimates to your tank, a coral's got to acclimate to its environment. Fish hide, corals shiver up. It's the same thing. It's just how they hide. They're not used to the environment yet, and they're going to slowly get used to your tank. Now, the hair algae in my tank was because I left a timer on, and that's a long story. I've got to get in the habit of, when I turn my timers on from the outlet mode to timer mode, I've got to set it back. That way I don't trigger algae outbreaks. So, I think I'm saying in the video right now is with the light acclimation, slowly move your corals up. You actually can see a little bubble going up. That was some anaerobic bacteria breaking down nitrates. So 1 week you can have it at the bottom, and you can slowly work it up. SPSs I would not put near the bottom unless you have insane lighting. So this is the corals fully extended. They're happy now. They're eating. They're actually growing. That's pretty much it, guys. Don't be afraid. Start off with a few hardy corals. I hope you liked this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Please share this video, because that's the only way my channel is going to grow. If you like it, support it, share it. Later, guys.